Hey, welcome to another episode of Legion Elite Motorsports. I'm your host Isaiah, and today we're going to see if we can get the car started. Hopefully, cross your fingers. So let's dive in. Found a distributor. This one's in perfect condition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up, make sure everything is nice and clean and functioning the way it's supposed to, and then we're going to put this on our engine and wire it up accordingly. So let's take it from there. The distributor is in. It's been completely modified and adjusted. When I was in there, I actually found a lot of burnt items, including the wires. So I ended up switching the wires out because I had an extra set. Always handy. And I modified the distributor to create its own signal to fire the coil. So you no longer need the ignition module that usually sits right around here. Don't need that anymore. And if you ever run into that issue, which most likely you will, especially if you have an 87 or older kind of conquest, any one of them, let me know. I'll be able to modify your distributor and send it back. And just hit me up in the comments, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. We'll knock it out there. I'll give you more information. But basically, once the modification is done, the distributor goes straight to the coil. I know this looks kind of crazy right now, but negative goes to negative, and then positive goes to positive. The white wire is positive, the yellow one is negative. Okay, so of course all of these wires are going to get cleaned up as soon as we get the first start in, but we have to pop in the starter. So so I'm gonna move the car while it's on these nifty little wheel dollies, and get up under the driver's side and start working on that starter. But before we do, I want to show you the inside, because I actually went ahead and put a little bit more of it together, and I want to get your guys' opinion, old versus new. So let's see. There we go. Okay, so of course it all needs to be cleaned and wiped down, but I got this in. This is completely screwed in. This one's not screwed in at all. Okay, I just put it in position where it's supposed to go. That one is not screwed in either. So that one needs to be screwed in, but there's wires coming from the wideband that's kind of prohibiting that, which is fine. I think I'll be able to slide it from underneath here and be good to go. But just in general, how does it look? Let me know in the comments. And then also, of course, I could use a vacuum, and I have to put the cover for this guy, which is right here, so you won't see any of this mess. I'm gonna see if I can straighten it up a little bit more and take it from there, but it's going to be completely covered. I'm going to find the screws for that guy and that guy, put it all together, and just so you know, the computer is right here. Now, instruction manual for the wiring diagram, I just left that in the glove box just because. And that is completely 100% connected. I wanted to get a little bit more slack on the harness to kind of put it in a better position, maybe like sideways, or maybe put a hole or something in this area so the wiring harness just comes through nice and clean. Either way, and of course I have to talk to the owner to see if that's something he wants to do. But yeah, it's clean, it's tucked away, no problem. So yes, next step is to slide in that starter. We're going to do the trim and panels and stuff like that there, and make it look like it was never modified. So yes, let's get to it. Okay, so I changed out the starter. Pretty simple. The starter is facing towards the rear of the car. 14mm bolt, top and bottom, falls out the back. Then you take the screw off of here to release the cable. Of course, you make sure the battery is disconnected, because if this power hits anything, you're gonna start a fire. So, with that aside, you disconnect the plug up here. This is for the ignition switch, turns on and off the car. So that's simple enough. I'm gonna take this one to go get tested because it looks brand new, but it seems not to work, and I don't know why. Could it have been corrosion? Possibly. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and get this tested, see what's what with that. But the starter does work. So I do have everything connected here. So, you know, just for kicks and giggles, let's see if the car will start with the base map that they supply on that computer. Okay, so let's prime it. Okay, we're good, and start. Almost. It huffed and puffed. That's a good sign. Okay, so you know, gave it another crank, got some more hisses and bumps, but no start. Come to find out, car's been sitting for quite a bit of time, 2 years. So this is the nasty stuff that's in the gas tank, and we are going to flush it out, put some fresh gas in there, and it should crank over. So stay tuned. This is just going to take a minute. Shouldn't be too long. Okay, so now that we have good gas in the car, we are actually ready to start it up again. I actually took the spark plugs out and seen they were soaking wet, so that lets me know that the engine was flooded, but at least it was flooded with the new gas, not the old. So she'll definitely need an oil change at some point, but currently she's good. So what we're gonna do is crank her up, check timing, and make sure everything is working properly. And yeah, she should be good. And again, I want to put out a huge apology because I had to do some work off camera, you know, and that was doing the spark plugs. And once I did the spark plugs, she actually cranked up and was normal. So this is what, attempt 5 or so, somewhere around there. But yeah, so I actually got it cranked, so it's gonna start no problem now that, you know. But we're gonna check the timing and make sure that I put her on 10 degrees before top dead center and take it from there. So got the laptop sitting there. I was able to adjust the numbers to where she actually idled and stuff like that, and currently she's turnkey and everything. Sorry I couldn't bring you guys on the journey, but let's see how she starts. So okay, like butter. Let's shut her off because I'm actually gonna move the 3000 GT out of the way so we can get this muffler not aimed in the house, smoking everybody out, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna move this car over in the proper position, get the jack. We're gonna put her on the floor, pop her in drive. That's something I didn't do. Put it in drive and actually drive the car. Obviously it's on the dollies, but we're gonna put her in drive, move her out of the garage, or at least turn her around, and then we're going to take her for a drive and start some tuning. But before we do that, let me quickly check the timing. Okay. So. Alright, so you put her on spark plug number 1. Ground is everywhere, so you can pick something and put it there. And then you put your power to your distribution block, and you're checking the crank to see if it's on top dead center. Let me see if I can zoom in so you guys can see it. Top dead center. So now that she's idling good, we'll be able to adjust to 10 degrees, which is just take loose this 12, and then we're going to move it forward this way. This is advanced, this is retard. So let me grab a 12 millimeter, make this minor adjustment, and we're going to move the car outside. Okay, we are out of the garage. Let's get an exhaust note. Only the best. So now let's hear how she sounds. I mean, granted, I need to tune it, but not bad. She sounds rowdy. So we're gonna take her for a drive, run some numbers, and see what we can get out of it. Now, we aren't going to go bananas, but we're going to see how that boost and stuff kicks in with the automatic transmission. Okay, so it's a lot of stuff in the passenger seat, but I need to see these important numbers, which she's idling very rich, so of course all of this stuff has to be adjusted. But let's get the computer up. Let's see what the computer has to say. Okay, so she's idling good. Let's see. Let's put her in drive. Okay. Let's do a brake boost to see what those numbers are. Very rich. We're gonna have to adjust that. So I like to take the numbers past 0 on aux because we're not running extra injectors, and 0 all of that out. Oh, let me get the laptop over here. It's gonna make things a lot simpler. Harder to see the screen, and I apologize, but let's see. Wow, I could barely see it, so I know you guys can't see it, but we're gonna 0 all of these numbers out on the, let's see, on the auxiliary, because we're not running any. Well, anyway, getting past that point, let's go to load map, the most important map, and let's see what she likes. Alright, I'm anxious to drive this thing, see what's what, especially on this fully built motor. story short, we're gonna get the new fans on here. The temperatures are a little high, but other than that, she's good. We're gonna test out the two-step. There we go. Just kidding. That's the rev limiter. I could set it to 4,500 or whatever, but once we swap this one to manual, we're gonna do 6,500 as the red line. So now that I know that the car runs perfect, I am going to start cleaning up these wires. I'm going to disconnect everything, start cleaning up these wires, and get her ready for some more modifications. So currently she's set at about 5 pounds of boost. As soon as I figure out how to work that boost controller, I'm going to tune it at a higher pounds of boost to make sure that it's covered from bottom to the top, basically. So I'm gonna take it from there, but yeah, she runs, she starts, she's great. And with that being said, we're gonna call it an episode right there. So as you can see, there's some tightening of the wires that needs to happen. I'm also going to do a little bit of extra work, but regardless to what, you're gonna see it next episode. So make sure you stay tuned. If you're new here, welcome. And if this is the type of things you like to watch, definitely consider subscribing. And I will see you guys next episode. And remember, knowledge is power.